I should. Let's see. Let's get this done. Try to take this out. Sorry, guys. Okay. Let's see if I can put it up here. Oh, shit. Damn. So dumb. Hi, guys. I'm having, like, issues over here trying to get my stuff, like, set up. Anyway. Hi, guys. So much is going on, so much is happening, but University of Arizona coach Lute Olson has passed away. My heart is broken. He's been such a huge part of the Tucson community for a very, very long time. For 25 years, he was the head coach of the University of Arizona men's basketball. And they recently reported that he was fighting cancer just a few days ago, and I just opened up. Finally, I was able to try to sit down and get some, some other stuff in, and I open up social media, and it says University of Arizona coach Lute Olson dies at 85. So it reads, "One day I picked up a basketball and it never let me go. Lute Olson." Those words, found in the opening pages of his autobiography, Lute, The Seasons of My Life, summed up Lute Olson's passion to a T, but his work ethic, molded by his upbringing, propelled that passion to Hall of Fame levels of success. Born on a farm in Maryville, North Dakota, Robert Luther Olson found basketball at a very young age. The game's simplicity, shooting a ball through a hoop, was, as he called it, irresistible, but it was also a necessary distraction from a hard childhood. Olson lost his mother, Alinda, was forced to sell the farm and worked two jobs to make ends meet. According to Olson, not once did he hear her complain. Hi. By the time Olson was in high school, he had been working since the second grade. Basketball helped carry him through, as did a young lady whom he met in choir practice. 2 years after their chance encounter, Lute Olson married Bobby Russell. Oh, we miss Bobby too. Forming a partnership that would have everlasting effects on countless basketball players. They truly did. They were an amazing couple to our community. Olson's coaching career started in Minnesota, where he coached high school ball for 13 seasons before moving west, eventually ending up in California. Olson rose up the ranks from high school to City College to Long Beach State, taking over for the coach who would later become his foil, Jerry Tarkanian. Olson's tenure with the 49ers lasted one season. After finishing with a 24-2 record, the University of Iowa hired him to lead the Hawkeyes. Olson took over Iowa in 1974, but the 1979-80 season he had led the Hawkeyes to the NCAA tournament's Final Four. 3 years later, after coaching the team to the 1983 Sweet 16, Lute and Bobby Olson made the move that arguably defined his coaching career. The day after the Hawkeyes lost to Villanova, Olson and his family met with Arizona Athletic Director Sid Dempsey. After convening with university officials in Tucson, the Olsons decided it was time for a change, an opportunity to start fresh in the Arizona desert. When he first met the Tucson media, Olson said, "I've always been a firm believer that you build a program with good people. We never talk about wins when discussing turning a program. We never talk about wins when discussing turning a program around. Instead, we say that we will get it done as soon as possible." The turnaround took 2 seasons. After finishing 11 to 17 out the gates, Olson guided the Cats to 21 wins the very next year. It was Arizona's first winning season in its last 6. The Cats advanced to what would be the first NCAA tournament. The Cats advanced to what would be the first NCAA tournament of the record 23 straight appearances. So we had 23 straight appearances in the NCAA tournament because of Lute Olson. The following season, Arizona was crowned Pac-10 champion in the spring of 1988 with a starting lineup that included names like Elliott, Kerr, Tolbert, Cook, and Buechler. Olson led Arizona to the school's first Final Four appearance. The team was a potent mixture of pure talent and plenty of chemistry. As guard Craig McMillan once pointed out, I don't think you could have a better group of guys. A good team requires personality and unselfishness to be successful. A good team requires personality and unselfishness to be as successful as we were. The Cats ultimately lost to Oklahoma, falling one win short of the national championship game. Hometown hero and future NBA champion Sean Elliott called that season one of the most important moments of his playing career. That was an amazing season. I'm a big sports junkie, if you guys don't know. Love sports. Arizona returned to the Final Four in 1994, falling to Arkansas. Then in 1997, the Cats got over the hump. Arizona entered the postseason as the fifth best team in the Pac-10 and a fourth seed in the tournament brackets. After beating South Alabama and College of Charleston in the first two rounds, Arizona earned a 3-point Sweet 16 victory over number 1 seed Kansas. After defeating Providence in the Southwest Regional Championship, Arizona reached its third Final Four in program history. This time, the results were much different. The Cats knocked off their second number 1 seed, North Carolina, 66-58. After the game, Olson told his team, "As long as we've gone this far, we may as well get it done on Monday too." Monday set up a Wildcat versus Wildcat title match. Again, Arizona against defending champion and number 1 seed Kentucky. It was Wildcat versus Wildcat, Arizona versus Kentucky. The Washington Post called it one of the most dizzying, fiercely contested NCAA men's basketball tournament finals ever. It was quick versus quicker, with junior guards Miles Simon and freshman guard Mike Bibby leading the charge. The game went into overtime, and while Arizona didn't score a single field goal, it made 10 of 14 free throws. When the final buzzer sounded, Arizona was victorious 84-79. The Wildcats became the first team to defeat the 3 number 1 seeds on its way to the title. It was Arizona's and Lute Olson's first national championship. Afterwards, Olson says, "I still have a hard time believing this has really happened. We've had other teams, more outstanding teams, more experienced teams, but this one, right from the get-go, has been nothing but a pleasure to be around." In 2001, Olson's Wildcats returned to the national championship, and while the title run came up short, thanks to a 10-point loss to Duke, it culminated arguably the most emotional season of Olson's career. Hey, how's it going? Yes, rest easy. So sad. Months earlier, on January 1st, Bobby Olson lost her 2.5-year fight against ovarian cancer. Married 47 years, the Olsons shared 5 children: Greg, Jody, Steve, Vicky, and Christy. During that time, Bobby played a crucial role in fostering the family atmosphere synonymous with Arizona basketball. They're down. After her passing, Olson took a little over 2 weeks off before returning to work. Arizona went on a 17-2 run leading up to the national championship game. Following the loss to Duke, a contest that featured an injured Gilbert Arenas and Luke Walton, Olson said simply, "We gave them a good run and couldn't get it done." It marked the last time Arizona made the Final Four, much less the national championship. Fuck, that's so heartbreaking. Like, this is so much. Hey, Muay Thai. Yeah, dude, I think it was 27. You're counting, like, you're miscounting again. Like, you're making it seem like I don't fucking obsess and, like, stalk you by giving them smaller numbers. I'm kidding. Oh, this is so heartbreaking. The beginning of the end to the Olson era came in November of 2007 when, before the season tipped off, Olson, now married to his second wife, Christine, took an indefinite leave of absence. At first, the reason was of a personal nature. Then it came to light that Olson had suffered a non-life-threatening medical condition. A month later, Olson not only filed for divorce, but also announced he would miss the rest of the season. It was so heartbreaking. Assistant coach Kevin O'Neill took over. Arizona finished with 19 wins and a first-round exit to the NCAA tournament. Olson planned to return for the 2008-2009 season, intent on coaching through the remaining 3 years of his contract. But just 2 days after meeting the media, Olson instead announced his retirement. In a statement he wrote, I've had a wonderful run at the University of Arizona. Sorry, somebody called. I've had a wonderful run at the University of Arizona. I leave with a great sense of pride in what we have accomplished here. At the time, Wildcat head football coach Mike Stoops summed up Olson's tenure in 3 words: he's an icon. Olson claimed his retirement was due in part to his desire to devote more time to family. A week after the announcement, Olson's doctor, Stephen Knope, confirmed that Olson had suffered a stroke that had impaired his judgment and left the coach depressed. The NCAA took Olson's state of mind into consideration when it wiped away those 19 wins from... The NCAA took Olson's state of mind into consideration when it wiped away those 19 wins from the 07-08 season. The penalties came as a result of recruiting violations that stemmed in part from Olson's promotion of 2 youth basketball tournaments. Arizona had initially self-imposed sanctions in recruiting and scholarships. The NCAA added on, not only taking away the wins, but also an additional scholarship. While Olson was not directly reprimanded, he accepted blame, telling ESPN, "That wasn't anyone's fault. It was my error, and it was a big error." Olson could have sunk back into retirement. Instead, he remained an active cheerleader of the program and his permanent replacement, Sean Miller. Sean Miller's amazing. Olson and his wife, Callie, whom he married in 2010, were a consistent presence during home games. He seemed to transition out of the role of coach and into the role of team ambassador with relative ease. He coached so many players that had solid facts. Bibby, Terry, Arenas. Yep, facts. Thank you so much for respecting this man. He is to be respected. He's amazing career. In April 2018, the University of Arizona honored Olson, unveiling a statue of him outside the Eddie Lynch Athletics Pavilion. Olson called the moment humbling. During his 25 years as Arizona's head coach, Olson turned the Wildcat program from a basement dweller to one of the most recognizable brands in college basketball. When he stepped away for good, he had amassed 589 wins, including a record of 327 conference victories. Olson was a 7-time Pac-10 Coach of the Year. A national champion, and a Naismith Basketball Hall of Famer. Olson sent 34 players into the NBA. 34! Olson sent 34 players into the NBA who, over time, earned over $1 billion in salaries and numerous championship rings. His legacy in the college and professional ranks remains steadfast. One of the last lines of Olson's autobiography reads, "It's amazing what a difference a round ball can make in so many lives." For his players, the University of Arizona, and the Tucson community, it was not so much that round ball, but Lute Olson himself who made all the difference. Lute Olson was 85 years old. Yep, Luke Walton. Wow. Rest easy, Lute. Wow. He, impacted Tucson in a major, major way. So, this is a really nice write-up by our local News 13. So, let me see who wrote this up. It was written by, that way I can gauge Skidmore. Oh, that's the picture. Let me see who wrote it. That way I can give them credit. It just says copyright 2020 KOLD News 13, all rights reserved. And then the picture is credited to Gage Skidmore. Or it says source Gage Skidmore. I'm not sure if he's the one. Yeah, he had several people. How many? 30 what? That's crazy. Yep. Big figure in our community. Wow. 34 players into the NBA. Let me see. That's mentioned a lot. Winter Springs mentioned a lot. Yeah, Bibby, Terry, Gilbert Arenas, Luke Walton, yep. Jason Terry, Mike Bibby. Let me see, who else did they mention in here? Who else did they mention in here? Sean Elliott, Steve Kerr. I don't remember Tolbert and Cook. Buechler. Yeah, that was the first Final Four appearance. That's crazy. And then in 94, oh my God, there was some crazy shit. Like I was doing some crazy shit in 1994, and I remember that. I remember very vividly what I was doing during that playoff. Holy shit. Or that championship. It was crazy. National championships. Lauren Woods. I don't remember that one. Maybe because I was still young at that time, but I remember like a lot of the other key players. I'm sure I'll remember. But they also did a song, Wild About the Cats. Let me see if we could pull that up. Let me see. Wild About the Cats. So this is the Arizona Wildcats basketball, Wild About the Cats. This is the song. Let me turn it on. You guys could hear it. Salute to Lute Olson. He passed away at 85 years old. Let me see. Let me put it on my speaker. All right. This is the song Wild About the Cats. Arizona Wildcats basketball. I'll probably get a... Oh, I don't know if I'll get one, but... It was Sean Elliott, Steve Kerr, Anthony Cook. Oh, yeah. Anthony Cook, Tom Tolbert, Craig McMillan, Harvey Mason, Kenny Lofton, Judd Buechler, Sean Rooks, Brian David, Craig Berkman, Joe Turner, Matt Muckelbach, and Lute Olson. S-W-I-L-D. LD Cats. I haven't heard this forever.
Arizona is the best town.
The other guys, they talk a lot. They said their kids got class. But it seems to get real quiet once they've had to play the Cats. Oh! We're the Cats. We play out west. And we're working hard to be our best. Ask anyone and you will find you don't do drugs and wreck your mind. W-I-L-D Cats. W-I-L-D Wildcats. W-I-L-D Cats. Wild about the Cats. When Craig McMillan is in the game, he makes the offense flow. I'm gonna find the open man and get the ball down low. And Cook himself plays the game like only Seth can do. Give me the ball and stand back and watch me jam for two. Elliott's here, it's time to play.
Elliott.
Hey, Swami in the NBA. When Tobin plays, he plays to win. I'll put it up and it goes in. Throw the ball, give Kerr a hand.
Yo, right?
I'll drill it in from three-point land. Ask the Gumbies, ask the rest. We don't do drugs cause we're the best. W-I-L-D, cats. W-I-L-D, Wildcats. W-I-L-D, cats. Wild about the cats. W-I-L-D, cats. W-I-L-D, Wildcats. W-I-L-D, cats. Wild about the cats. Let's go now. We got a challenge. Those guys can fly three-point shot. Okay, let's go. Come on, Tom! Ready? You gotta get on him now. He's the guy they're looking for. John, who's got 13? W-I-L-D, cats. W-I-L-D, Wildcats. W-I-L-D, cats. Wild about the cats.
Rest in eternal paradise, Coach Lute Olson. Man. It's somebody commented. Everyone remember Eric Anderson's no exit parody. When we're up by 30 or more, then it's Bergman's turn to score. Damn it, man. Such amazing memories that we have here in this little city of it. Like, our city is considered the biggest little city. Like, out of all the little cities, this is the biggest one. So, even though we're little, like, we have a lot. Like, we're enriched in history and just all kinds of stuff. We have so much history. My father is a part of Tucson history. Beautiful, beautiful. For music, but not for sports, but yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. That was a great write-up by KWLD13. So yeah, that's what's going on over here. I'm gonna look for some more stuff to read. I have some more documents that I got to go through, but I wanted to share this with y'all. If anybody cares, I know I do. It's close to my heart just because it was a big part of, growing up in the 80s and the 90s, and 70s, 80s, 90s, late 70s, 80s, 90s, all of that. So, and of course his wife Bobby and all of that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, they were huge figures in our community. So I appreciate you guys turning in and also respecting the coach that he was. He really turned a lot of things around and made things really amazing, crazy over here. So the what is it? Like the spirit of Tucson. Oh my God! Like, we pull together. We like lift each other up. Like, we really support each other. Yes, thank you, Megs. 1982. R.I.P. Coach. What a legend. Grew up in Tucson and try to describe the love we had for him. Right, exactly. It was very unique. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that a lot of people would understand, but this community is very supportive of each other. And, you have people that are judgmental and whatever, but for the most part, Tucson, we stick together when there's something that goes on, whether it's a time of need or a catastrophic event or whatever, we always pull together as community. And it's amazing to see for as big as we are, even though we're still little, for the whole community to do that time and time again is just simply amazing. He was a great man who stayed in touch with players even after graduation. Absolutely. Well, like they said, he basically became like an ambassador. Like he was Arizona basketball. You know what I'm saying? Every time I seen him in person, he had an aura or glow around him that just radiated his love and presence. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what I believe. That's what, like him with his energy and light, I believe he was able to touch a lot of people with that, to where nobody can deny that that positive energy is something that you should try to attain on a daily basis. So just, yeah, being in his presence was an amazing event every single time. Every single time. Beautiful, beautiful human being. And his first wife, Bobby. Lute and Bobby Olson. Man. I called my parents to let them know because the night news has not came on yet. I was like, I know you guys won't hear it till, a couple more hours, or maybe not till tomorrow, but se murió Lute Olson. Unfortunately, he passed away. So, hopefully, he's, what I'm saying, everything's good, but I know Tucson is going to be experiencing a lot, It was like, it's like family here, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter, like, you were just able to talk to this human and not be judged, and, he's always so helpful and thoughtful, and strived always to be the best he could be. So shout out to him for setting a great example. Nobody knew that what he was going to do here in Tucson until it happened, and he presented himself very in a very beautiful way. So I'm very thankful for being able to experience a lot of that throughout my childhood and growing up. And look at, what I was actually wearing today? What a coincidence! Because I had an interview earlier, but today, this is exactly what I wore. What a trip. Look at, I had my white muscle shirt on underneath, because this one, it's see-through, like you can see through it. It's like a lot. But this is what I wore today. My Wildcats. And I wore this earlier in the day. I just found out that he passed away. But yeah, I wore this earlier in the day. And they just actually, let me see, how long ago did they report it? 50 minutes ago now. So, 50 minutes ago. Let's see what Kagan 9 says. Legendary University of Arizona basketball coach Lute Olson dead at 85. You guys want to read what the other news station has to say? Let's see. I was going to go, but my phone is still charging a little bit. But shout out to Lute Olson, University of Arizona. Wildcats, baby. Let's see. Lute Olson, a legendary University of Arizona basketball coach who led the Wildcats to the winningest, right? Lute Olson, a legendary University of Arizona basketball coach who led to the Wildcats to the winningest streak in their history. This needs to be proofread and edited, and it's a lot. To the winningest streak in their history, has died at the age of 85, his family says. Olson was placed in hospice care earlier this week, with family describing his condition as serious. He suffered a serious stroke last year. Olson led the Wildcats to 4 Final Four appearances, including a national championship and an amazing 23 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances. Arizona Governor Doug Ducey's office released a statement on Olson's passing after the news broke Thursday evening. Lute came to the University of Arizona and built the team from the ground up, turning it into one of the country's all-time great programs. Over his 25 years as head coach, Lute set the standard. Lute set the standard for excellence. One of the Tucson community and Wildcats everywhere could be proud of. He is without a doubt one of the greatest college basketball coaches of all time. He will have a place in the hearts of Arizonans forever. Fact. University of Arizona President Robert Robbins also released a statement on Olson's passing Thursday evening. Lute Olson was so much more than a basketball coach. Facts. He was an educator, a motivator, a husband, a father, a grandfather, and a friend to so many. He was a true leader in every sense of the word and displayed such integrity and compassion in every endeavor. While Coach will no longer be with us, his presence will be felt for generations to come. Facts. On behalf of the University of Arizona, our community, and generations of Wildcat fans, we extend our thoughts and prayers to the Olson family. Revered by the community, regarded as one of college basketball's greatest coaches of all time, Olson brought a sense of pride to Arizona's basketball program and to Southern Arizona. Yet the legendary Arizona Wildcat basketball coach didn't arrive in Tucson until he was close to 50 years old. Olson was born in North Dakota and began his career coaching high school teams, first in Minnesota, then in California. Olson taught his teams to want more, to reach for a dream, and drive for perfection. He compiled a 24-2 record in his only season at Long Beach State. That was followed by the University of Iowa, where he led the Hawkeyes to the 1980 Final Four. 3 years later, Olson surprised the college basketball world, leaving the Big Ten power for an Arizona Wildcat program coming off of a 4-24 season. Olson made a bold statement, advising fans in April of 1983 that they should get their tickets now. Just 2 years later, Arizona was a winner. Olson turned down other college opportunities, saying that Tucson was his home. He would also decline offers from the NBA. Ooh. I love coaching college guys because you can just see them grow from kids to young men before they move on, he said in a 2016 interview. His first Wildcat Final Four team came in 1988. It was a beloved group made up of not just basketball stars, but those who would be successful in other walks of life, including record producer Harvey Mason, baseball great Kenny Lofton, and of course, Steve Kerr. Another Final Four team followed in 1994. Olson's team were known for great guard play. Facts. With players like Kerr, Damon Stoudemire, and Mike Bibby, his Wildcats were named Point Guard U. Olson inspired, motivated, and got a community dreaming that the impossible really could come true. Then, in 1997, the Arizona Wildcats did what no other team has ever accomplished, knocking off 3 number 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament, defeating Kentucky to win the national championship. We had the great combination of guys, Olson said in 2016. Bibby was a freshman and could shoot the lights out. Miles was a penetrator and he made things happen. Jason Terry, he's a big game player. He reminds me of Tweety Bird, Jason Terry. Olson brought wisdom, drive, and love to everything he did. By Lute's side, his high school sweetheart, Bobby. The two were married for 47 years. She was known in part for her hospitality to Lute's players. From the first time I met her up in her house in Ventana, she cooked me pancakes on the recruiting visit, Harvey Mason said in a recent interview. This lady is incredible. I could come to her with my problems. She was always there for all the players. She was like a loving parent that wasn't a parent. She always had a smile on her face. You never saw her get angry or cross anybody. Bobby Olson would lose her battle with ovarian cancer in 2001. Lute later called her the number one wife, number one mother, number one grandmother, always number one. The McHale Center Court would be renamed the Lute and Bobby Olson Court. After taking time to grieve, Olson returned the Wildcats to the Final Four later that spring. The following year, Olson was inducted into the Naismith Hall of Fame. His final season was in 2007, having coached into his 70s. Remarried, Olson remained visible at games and stayed busy with his charitable work. Olson would stay close to the program he turned into a college basketball power. His protégés would be coaching, broadcasting, even producing. Even today, I'm still trying to do things, and I'm still trying to make him proud, Mason said. Is Coach going to realize that I accomplished this? Is he going to see the hard work that I put into this? That comes from respecting him so much and learning so much from him. They were inspired by his drive and his heart, while the Tucson community benefited from his generosity, and in the end, his accomplishments became the story of a champion, and in time, that of a Tucson legend. Coach is a special guy. He's a rare type of guy, Mason said. You're not going to find a guy like that anywhere else. That's facts. Shout out to KGA 9 News. I don't know if they have, let's see, by Jason Barr. So shout out to Jason Barr at KGA 9. Channel 9. Channel 9 News. So heartbreaking. I mean, you know, it's part of life. But he really impacted the Tucson community very heavily, and a lot of people around the world. Dan Maris, he's one of our news broadcasters. He said, legendary University of Arizona basketball coach Lute Olson has passed away. Coach O's son Greg and his wife Stacy confirmed the information with me this evening. Tucson has lost a larger-than-life treasure. Thanks, Dan. Yeah. Rest easy, Coach. All right, guys. I'm pretty charged up over here now, so I got to get back to recording, but thought I'd tap in. I got dead when I seen this. Have a good one. Thanks for sharing your guys' thoughts and, you know, what you guys experienced with Coach Lute Olson. Feel free to comment down below after the video is over. Share whatever. That's great. Thanks so much for tuning in. But I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Bye.